Today we are going to be learning about a line plot graph. A line plot graph shows data along a number line. You might be asking yourself, what is data? So let's look at some key terms before we begin. Data is information collected about things. This is a survey that we are taking in order to collect our data. A survey is a way of collecting information. When we survey, we usually survey people to get our data. This is an example of a line plot graph. The X above the line shows the number of times an object appears. So in this particular graph, we are looking at the length of ribbons, which means the number below this line here shows the length of each of the ribbons here. Also, before we begin, it's important to notice that my X is equal to 2. That means that we are not going to count these X's by 1, but instead by 2. Almost like skip counting. Before I begin working on my line plot graph, I'm going to be asking myself some questions in my head. For instance, what is the line plot graph showing me? Why is it important to see what this X is equal to? So the first thing I'm going to do so I don't forget is to start counting the X's by 2s and then write my number on top. So this is 2, 4. I'm going to put a 4 here. This is 2. I'm going to put a 2 here. This is 2, 4, 6, 8. I'm going to put my 8 here. This one is 2, 4. I'm going to put my 4 here. This one is 2, 4, 6. So right away, I can look at the graph and see how the information is being compared. And right away, I see that I actually have 2 lengths that are exactly the same. So what is the line plot graph showing me? It's showing me that 4 ribbons were 5 inches long, 2 ribbons were 6 inches long, 8 ribbons were 7 inches long, 4 ribbons were 8 inches long, and 6 ribbons were 9 inches long. Usually when it pertains to a graph, you're asked about the least amount and the greatest amount. If I had to look at this graph, I would say the least amount would be the 6 inches, and the greatest amount would be the 7 inches, least meaning the smallest number, and greatest meaning the largest number. Now for my first question, how many ribbons does the line plot show? Well, it's asking you to count these up in total. So since I know we're already counting by 2s because the X is equal to 2, I'm going to skip count by 2. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So there's 24 ribbons altogether. How many ribbons are 7 inches long? I'm going to go directly to the 7 inches and I'm going to count again by 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. So my answer would be 8.